I'm still in my bed. The next thing I heard was my dad screaming, or my dad breaking down and crying. I have never heard my dad cry. I can't tell you how my dad is when he cried. I've never heard, but that day, that Sunday morning, I heard him break down and crying. And I knew shit was hitting the fan. Hey my G's, hey my G's, hey my G's. Ba 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 ba. How are you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing well. I'm okay. I've got my tea latte here. Love, love, love my green matcha. It's my go-to comfort drink. Hope you guys are doing well. And hope you guys are taking care of yourselves out there. I'm okay. I'm trying not to drown in this moment. At the same time, I feel I need to allow myself to feel what I'm feeling, because one cannot all the time just be positive. There are certain feelings that you need to allow yourself, or certain emotions that you need to allow yourself to feel at that particular time. And I guess this is my moment of being in the moment and feeling the moment, and ultimately celebrating life, and celebrating love, and celebrating the people that we have in our lives. Today is a very sad and emotional day for me. It's the day my brother left this universe, if I can put it like that. I'm not gonna say it's the day my brother was taken away from us. No, it's the day my brother left us. The 16th of March. I'll never forget this day. I'll never forget this day. Never really spoke about it, how I was feeling, how I am feeling about it. And I just thought, let me take out my camera and just click record and chat to you guys, and in doing so, I can not get over it, but I can embrace the moment, take out all the good things, all the good memories, the joy, and celebrate you, my late brother, Sivuyile Dumanok. When something happens to you, and it don't matter whether it happened to you yesterday or it happened to you a decade ago, it still feels fresh in your mind. I mean, I was in high school, and I can remember every emotion and everything I was feeling in that moment when we were told that you were no longer on this earth. It's as if it happened yesterday. The people back at home know, you know, everybody else out there doesn't really or don't really know. The whole town was shaken by the accident. The whole town was shaken by what had happened and the lives that we lost in that terrible, terrible car accident. And I guess it's one of the reasons why today I am such a cautious driver. It's because that memory of that car accident is stuck in me and it will never go away. So nowadays I try and be extra careful on the road when I'm driving. When I'm driving, I'm not driving for myself or I'm the person or the passenger that I have in my vehicle. I drive for myself. I drive for the person that I'm transporting. I drive for the next driver out there, because you cannot say you're getting into your car and it's just you. It's just you behind the wheel. No, you have to think about yourself. You have to think about the people that are in the car with you. And also you have to keep in mind of a driver out there who might be absent-minded, a driver out there who might not be paying attention, a driver out there who might be having a bad day or who might be in a rush and they are not thinking for you. So it has taught me to be very, very, very cautious on the road. I've never spoken about this, especially on a public platform like this. This is just me sharing my experience, sharing my emotions, my feelings, and how I have learned to take it day by day. Because you don't get over death. Death is not something you get over. You learn to live with the fact that these people are no longer in your life, and how do you carry on? How do you welcome the next day without these people in your lives? So the whole town knows, or obviously the whole town. Let me take it back. You know when they say people who are going to depart this life, they know when they are going to exit this lifetime. And I never really understood what people meant when they said that to me. They would always tell me, no, Uzbanbani, just before he passed on, they did things that they would not normally do, or they said things that they would not normally say, or they went to people that they did wrong and they asked for forgiveness, or they made peace with whoever that they did wrong. I never understood that until it happened to me, until it happened to my family. So it's a December. My brother would not normally go and spend December holidays with my aunties or at my auntie's house. But this particular December, he just decided, I'm going to go spend my holidays with my dad's family. The aunties and everybody and the cousins. And we kind of took offense in it because we were like, you don't do this. You don't normally do, this is not something you normally do. And why are you leaving us to go? And it's not as if he was leaving us because we were in town and they were at the location. Transport in and out of town was there every single day. And it's not as if he didn't come by and pick up clothes or come by and pick up things. He knew why. He knew why he was doing that. December holidays passed. He spent it there. He came back. And that particular New Year, January, he was meant to go overseas and go work overseas, and applications were done, everything was done, and it was a matter of, okay, waiting for the email that says now, all right, you can now leave SA on this particular day and come abroad. So he still had some time to do whatever, sort out things, all of those things. So January passed, February passed, came March. March is just it's a tough month for me and my family, and I'll get to why I'm saying it's a tough month for me and my family. Came March, going about his business and everything, and on this particular weekend, we were just chilling. Like, he was on some tip that, okay, this weekend I'm not going out. I'm just going to chill at home. I'm just going to spend time with the family at home. And it's rare for guys to do that because guys just want to be out there grooving, whatever, with the friends. If it's not at the gym, blah, blah, blah. So the first friend comes and comes by the house, and we're happy to see him, everybody. And so the friend is like to my brother, let's go out, man. Let's go out for a couple of drinks or something. And funny enough, my brother said no to that invitation. He said no. We didn't get it, but he knew. So the friend chills, they chill, then he leaves. Then my cousin came. My cousin came, and it's so funny, when he walked through the door, he called my brother by his second name, Dumanokwe. And people never used to call him by his second name. But he called him by his second name and said, come, man, let's just go out. I'll bring you back, blah, blah, blah. Went, came back. I don't know what happened, but he eventually went out. He eventually went out, and it's so funny. The people that he went out with were my peers, not his peers. It's guys that I was in the same grade with or a grade lower than mine. And it's the driver of the car was a neighbor. He just stayed a house away from our house, just around the corner. Our house was a corner house, and the person who drove the car, also their house was a corner house. They went out wherever they went out, and he never returned. He never returned home. And I remember so vividly that Sunday morning, I woke up and I went to go check in his room, and he was still not there. Went back to my bed, back to my room, and the only thing that was going through my mind was, my brother's gonna come back. My brother's gonna come back, man. I don't know why I was uttering those words to myself, but I kept on reassuring myself that my brother's coming back, my brother's coming back, my brother's coming back. The next thing, we heard a knock. We heard a knock. And I was like, why is my brother knocking? Because he has a key. And I decided to stay in my room. My parents went to go open the door. Whoever was there, at that particular moment, I did not know who it was. It was the police. So immediately after, I'm still in my room. I hear the knock. My parents go and they open the door. I'm still in my bed. The next thing I heard was my dad screaming, or my dad breaking down and crying. I have never heard my dad cry. I can't tell you how my dad is when he cried. I've never heard, but that day, that Sunday morning, I heard him break down and crying. And I knew shit was hitting the fan. I knew. In my mind, at that particular moment, I'm still saying, my brother's coming back. My brother's coming back. My brother's coming back. My mom comes into my room. She tried to be brave, but I could see something was wrong. I could see it in her eyes. First thing I asked my mom was, where's my brother? Where's my brother? My mom told me and my little sister, in my room, we had the bunker bed. So I was sleeping on top and my little sister was underneath. She was younger than me, you know. I was in high school and I knew what was happening. My mom told us that my brother was late and that he was not coming back. He was not coming back. She told us that it was the police who came and they came to notify us of an accident that had happened. So how the accident happened is that they were coming back from Bumnandi, wherever. They were drinking. And the driver of the car was somebody I was in the same class with, in the same grade. He was driving the car. He didn't have a license. And they were drinking. Wherever they were at, they came back and they went to go drop off one of the friends who stayed up the road. And funny enough, coming back from that friend, you pass my house. You pass my house before you get to the driver's house. What stuck to me was, why did they not, coming back from dropping that guy who stayed up the road, why did he not get off at the corner? Because our house, they passed our house. And they passed our house not turning into the street. They passed our house going straight. Why they decided to do that, I don't know. It's something I don't know, and I chose not to go and speak to the driver and find out. There were 4 guys in the vehicle. 2 passed, 2 survived. They passed our house getting into now one of the main roads. And this main roads leads to all the schools. As you come down the road, it's the pre-primary school. Then it's an intersection. Then you go further. You turn in the street. Left. You go further. You get a primary school. You go further down the road. It's a high school. So I don't know if they wanted to test the Beamer. It was a 3 Series, the latest that time. I don't know if they wanted to test the speed of the vehicle under the influence or not, but I chose to just make peace with it. Because there is no point in going and confronting that guy and asking whys, and a whole lot of questions, and that will not bring my brother back. So they turn into the road, and I guess they were testing the car. Boys and their toys. And in that road, there is a sharp curve just before you get to the primary school. They missed that sharp curve, and the 3 Series went straight and hit a tree. It went straight for the tree. I kid you not, that brand new BMW 3 Series was in half. It was literally 2 pieces. It crashed, and it was literally one half of the Beamer, one half of the Beamer. My parents advised me not to go to the accident scene. I only went there after they'd cleared the accident scene. But they advised me and said, you do not want to have that image of your brother like that. Rather have the happy face that you saw before he passed on. Rather have that image, because what was there by the accident scene was not. It was going to mess up my mind, seeing my brother like that. Two guys survived, the driver and the boy who stayed up the road from our house. The boy who was a grade lower than me, his head was squashed. My brother went through the windscreen, and obviously the impact of the crash, going through the windscreen, hitting the ground. The whole town was affected. We could feel it. It was in the air, that accident. It was such a horrific and tragic accident that hit the town. March 16th. I'll never forget this day. I'll never forget this day. And after that, I would ask myself, why did my brother not get off because he could have gotten off by the corner. Our house was just there, but instead he chose to pass. Why he decided to hang out with those boys that were not his peers, or where they found each other, ebumnandini, at some club they were at. It's true. It's true. People who are about to exit this life do strange things, do things that they've never done before, say things that they've never said before. It's so true. I had all these unanswered questions. But even if I were to get answers to them, it's not going to bring those people back. Because the other family also lost. The two that survived went through tremendous pain, tremendous recovery. It wasn't easy for them. I can't imagine what the driver was feeling after this whole thing, when he came to his senses, when he was out of the hospital, when he was told what had happened. I feel for them too. And it will be wrong of me to put any blame on anybody. And my brother lived by the motto, Carpe diem. Grab it. Live life to the fullest. Live as if it's your last day on this earth. That's why on my previous video I said, with that being said, do it responsibly. Do it responsibly. It doesn't mean now you're living life as if tomorrow you're going to pass. Now you have to do reckless things. No. Live life to the fullest, responsibly. What's worse about the month March is that it's my dad's birthday month. So my brother, his firstborn, passes on the 16th of March, and he buries his firstborn on the 22nd of March, which is his birthday. That was the year my dad decided he's not celebrating his birthday anymore. Why must he celebrate his birthday when it is the day that he buried his firstborn? Death is... You never get used to death. You don't. And the more deaths that occur around us, it triggers previous deaths. It just triggers. So 16th of March is also the day I got my license. I believe that day he was looking down on me, and he was with me that day. Because I was a mess. I was a mess. But I now know that I have a guardian angel who's protecting me. I've gained idlozi. And they're just looking out for me in all my trials and tribulations. So my mom is one person who, she's a rock. She's my anchor. And without fail, I make sure that I speak to her. That morning of the day, I make sure that I call my mom and I speak to her. That's what I did this morning. I called her and I spoke to her. Nothing I say to her will bring back her firstborn. I can only give her comforting words. And we chat, we comfort each other, and we reassure each other that things are going to be okay. It's not easy. One day at a time. One day at a time. Myself, I'm not going to be emotional and cry. I want to celebrate my brother on this day. He's my big brother and will always be my big brother. I'm not going to say I was robbed of a big brother. There are things in my life that needed a big brother. In person. God, do I know he's with me every day. He's here. He is in my heart always. Always. How I wish I had more time with him. And I know every time that I miss him, I can just speak. I can speak. I might not get a direct response, but I know He hears me. I know that. It's death is it's part of our journey, I guess. It's part of the journey. You are born, you have this borrowed time on this earth. Then you exit this earth. That is why I preach that we be good to each other. We be good to the next person. We treasure the people that we have in our lives. Because tomorrow, they might not be there. So while you have a chance and while you have that time with them, treasure your loved ones. Treasure them. Because we will only be left with memories when those people are gone. How I wish I could have captured memories in video formats where I could always go back and watch them and remind myself of what a beautiful soul he was. I have pictures and I have memories. And I treasure them so dearly. I treasure them so dearly. So be good. Be good to each other. Be kind to each other. Treasure your loved ones. Because tomorrow is not promised to us. I will forever keep you in my heart. You are forever with me, wherever I go, whatever I do. You'll forever be my big brother. You learn to deal with the loss, but you never forget them. Because somewhere deep within the holes of my heart, the pain they left behind will always linger. It will always remind you of how it went down or how they left this earth. And that's the type of thing that haunts you forever. Some pains can never be cured. No matter how much time passes, no matter how much you tell yourself you'll be okay, some pains can never be cured.